Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, beautiful souls. How are you? This is Donnie Brown here. Hill. Here. Here. Donnie Brown. Yeah, I'm trying to say Donnie's here. Donnie Brown Hill. I'm here for day 4 of the 67 Days to Less Stress Challenge with Donnie Brown Hill. What is wrong with me today? My mind, I had all this. I'm for practice. I'm all ready. I'm prepared. See, sometimes you put in the work and sometimes you can still get a little shook up and not be able to perform at your best in the beginning, but I'm here. Again, for those who don't know me, my name is Donnie Brown Hill. I am a burnout recovery strategist, and I'm also been coined as the sleep wellness whisperer. I have a combined 21 years in clinical research and academic sleep medicine, and I've been a practicing certified life coach for 7 years. And I started my practice because I was hearing the same thing from my clients and my patients that they were SOS. I coined that as sleepy, overwhelmed, and stressed. And myself, I have also experienced burnout. So this has helped me, the process that I use to help me get through. So today was 67 days of less stress challenge with Donnie Brown Hill. What we're talking about is the number one factor that makes people SOS, they go overwhelmed, stressed. And that one factor is simply not accepting the reality of what's happening. We tend to want to believe it needs to be a certain way. And we do that, that's when we struggle. Think about any time that something has happened to you and you just can't believe this is happening and how hard it is to get over it, how difficult it can be to accept it. And accepting it doesn't make it right, but you have to be at peace with it so you won't have a dis-ease in your body. Wellness is not the absence of disease. Wellness is the absence of dis-ease in your life. And when you're unable to accept the reality of something that is happening in your life, it makes things difficult. Um, the reality is what it is. And just because it's not the way you want it to be, doesn't necessarily make it wrong. There's sometimes we have to go through things in order for us to see who we need to become in life. And it's about that journey. Well, today I want to talk about drinking from the sour cup because that's one of the reasons why we struggle. And during these 67 days of less stress challenge with Donnie Brown Hill, what's going to happen is you're going to start setting up boundaries. You're going to start making some adjustments and some changes. And when you do that, what is happening is the people in your life, they may find it difficult to be figuring out how they're supposed to act, how they're supposed to behave, being upset with you because you've decided to make a change. So that's where it comes in. You're going to have to start writing your own script. I always talk about writing your own script with my clients because we have been living by other people's narratives for our lives. We have people speak over our lives. We have people tell us things about us and we believe them. And we haven't, when we become an adult, at that moment you can choose. You can decide what direction you want to go in. That's the whole thing about picking up the broken pieces of your life. You decide which pieces you pick up. So when you're going through this transition, again, this is prep work. Because when you go through this transition, you're going to find people may have a difficult time adjusting. They may actually become angry with you. So what I wanted to do is give you another little foundation for this, and it's called drinking from the sour cup. And the first one is it's an acronym for Sour Cup is an acronym, and S is to stop taking things personally. They said, well, how am I supposed to do that? Because everything, and that's another thing, everything that happens to you isn't about you. So as I turn off my phone, so um, hello, Orlando. How are you, handsome? Thank you so much. I appreciate you. So, drinking from your sour cup stands for stop taking. S is for stop taking things personal. The other one is O is for other people's business. Stop letting other people's business be your business. U is be unaffected. And rumination is, I have it over here and I don't know why I'm trying to, rumination, which is when you constantly think all the time about something, and then there's unbiased, and then there's protect. And let's talk about stop taking things personally because everybody comes to the conversation or into the relationship or into anything with their own baggage. And just because someone said something to you a certain way, sometimes it has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with you. And when you're going through this transition, you're going to have to realize that too, that the people who are going to be affected by your change, they're going to get upset with you. And you have to realize it has nothing to do with you because they're having issues adjusting to you. All you trying to do is make it better for yourself. So come from that space. And then when they start acting a certain way that is unpleasing, the same thing. Stop taking it personal. They have their own thing they're going through. Other people's opinion of you is none of your business. They're going to have it no matter what. Just because people don't say it to your face don't mean that they haven't said it behind your back. People say a lot of things in their head. Things you just think about some things that you've done. Or no, let's go back. Let's think about some things you've seen other people do and you haven't said a word to them. Not a word. And you disapprove, you don't like it, you think it's the worst thing could ever happen in life, but yet you haven't said anything. That's the same thing that's happened to you. You got to make sure other people's opinion is none of your business. They have it. That's what they believe. It's according to their values, their beliefs, their experiences. Just let it be what it is. And that's why I said drink from the sour cup, because these things are hard to do. And then when it comes to be unaffected, because we come from this space of it happened to me. This happened to me. This person did this to me. Just because it happened to you has nothing. Sometimes it has nothing to do with you. Nothing at all. It has more to do with what they're going through. This is how they behave. This is just something that sometimes you're in the fire. You're the tool. It has nothing to do with you. They're using you to get through whatever they're going through. To stop being, again, taking things personal. Also, letting other people's opinion be so important to you, and be unbiased about what is happening. And then we got rumination. Rumination is nothing more than going over and over and over in your head about something. And what that does, it only questions you, not the other person. You're constantly questioning what's going on. Because the truth of the matter is, when somebody does something to you and you know what they've done and it affected you in a certain way, you know that. You don't have to keep thinking about, well, maybe they didn't mean it, or maybe just accept what it is. Again, accept the reality of the situation and have a conversation. That's another thing that we don't do. We don't have a conversation. If someone offends you, have a conversation. Be an adult about it and have a conversation. Not saying it's not going to get heated, not saying that you're not going to have an argument. Arguments are not bad. Again, arguments let you know that something is just not right. And then calm. Try to remain calm. And I know when you're going through and you're stressed out, you need mental strength in order to have self-control. And I know it's difficult, but you have to find a way. If it's nothing more than breathing, you can't breathe and stress at the same time. And if you could just take some deep breaths, and if you don't want anybody to hear you, because sometimes when you do it, people think you're sighing and you're being disrespectful. So just take some deep breaths in and then out. I mean, you heard it probably because of the mic, but you can look at somebody and just take some deep breaths and not be shaking and going crazy. Have some type of self-control, and remain calm in situations. Unbiased. When it comes to being unbiased, because there's three truths. There's your truth, their truth, and the truth. Your truth, their truth, and the truth. And everybody can see this. 2 people, 3 people, 4 people, 5 people can see the same accident. Everybody saw something different angle. Same thing in a situation, because we come from our hurt. We come from our pain. Some of us come from places you don't even want to know. So just remain unbiased when you're going through. Just know that you have your truth and they have their truth, and there is the truth. So when someone comes to you and they say, well, why you won't do this for me anymore? I don't understand, because you start saying no, because some of us are stressed out because we don't know the word no. And you have to let them know that my truth is, at this moment right now, it's not best for me. There's some other things I have to do. Their truth is, well, you've helped me all this time. I can't do it without you. Then you got to come up with another truth, which is simply, at this moment, was the first one. At this moment, I can't, because I need to do this, this, and that. And that's what I'm saying. You're going to have to lay this foundation, because when you start making these changes, people are going to change. You're going to change. And without the conversations, it's going to be difficult to make the transition even smoother. And we'll talk about communication later. And then the other one's protect yourself daily with meditation and prayer. If you, Jesus is your follower, you're Christian, whatever um, higher source that you have for yourself, use that on a daily basis. Um, Never cease praying. If it's nothing more than thank you, if it's nothing more, I'm grateful. Always be in the presence of gratitude, and in that. And I struggle with this myself because I have to. When I worked for someone else, when I was in that environment, I was constantly saying thank you and praying. I used to get on my colleagues' nerves because they would think that I was being fake with God or something, because I would always, I mean, it just would be natural. Some days I would just be sitting there and I would just say, thank you, Jesus. Or I say, thank you, God. And it was just because the environment was so toxic for me that I had to constantly cover myself. And I find that when I'm out here working for myself, I don't do it as much. And I have to get back to that because that's where I found my peace. I found my peace in being able to just in every moment understanding that everything is good, that I am thankful for what I have, and that all things are for the the best of me. God's working for the best of me, and um, I don't quote the Bible well, so but just find your peace. So sometimes you're gonna have to drink from that sour cup, and yes, it's stop taking everything personal. Other people's opinion is none of your business. It's unaffected. Be unbiased. Unaffected because just because it happened to you doesn't mean it's about you. Rumination is questioning you and not questioning the other person. Remain calm and listen. Also be unbiased because there's three truths: your truth, their truth, and the truth. And protect yourself daily with prayer and meditation. So when you're going through this, when that number one factor is simply not being able to accept the truth of the situation, that's what stresses us out. You're going to have to drink from that sour cup, and you're going to have to start having conversations. And that's something we'll be talking about too: how to have the conversations. And a lot of people, they don't like to argue. And I'm not saying that a fist fight, that type of argument, but you can have a healthy argument, because arguments allow you to know that something isn't right with yourself or with the other person that's involved, or even a given situation. It may not even be the two of you. It just may be the situation that you're in, that you need to have the conversation. So arguments are about having a conversation. I think that we have taken them to the level of abuse, some of us, and that's why we've seen it that way. That's why we don't like it, and we don't like the way it makes us feel too. That's really the point. A lot of us don't like the way an argument makes us feel. It makes us vulnerable. It makes us feel like we're not in control. It makes us feel like we've done something wrong, especially if we came from a family that you didn't do wrong, and if you did wrong, you were going to be punished. So it goes back and forth with a lot of things in your life. That's why I keep saying to you, understand that we all bring our own baggage and our garbage to the situation. And doing that, that's why so many of us are affected by just a conversation. You're wondering, why is she acting like that? You don't know. You don't know. You don't know what you've been through. So again, today, day 4 of 67 days of less stress challenge with Donnie Brown Hill. I want you to drink from the sour cup. I want you to be able to have the conversations, and we'll talk about more about how to have the conversations. But know that you have to be able to accept the reality of what is happening in any given situation. And when you don't, that's when you struggle, because you want it to be some other way. And if you just accept what it is and deal with at that level, you can make a change. If you start fighting it and you want it to be different and you try to fix it and make it different, that's when you have struggle, and that's when you have discord, just can't even say the word discord with other folks. So just be mindful of this process, because with the change is going to come a lot of tension and uncertainty when you start making all these adjustments during these 67 days. So again, this is Donnie Brown Hill. I've been coined the Sleep Wellness Whisperer, and you can reach me at www.donniebrown-hill.com. You can sign up for the 67 days challenge there. You can reach me on Facebook at the Sleep Wellness Whisperer, which I'm going to change that page back to my business page, which is Donnie Brown Hill and Associates, but that'll be later. You can also find me here. You can message me if you have any questions or any concerns, or you just need to shout at somebody, and I'm here for you. So know that these 67 days is to help you become a better you. And remember, this is my vision, my mission. This is all that I'm trying to do. I believe together that we can create such a deeply satisfying life that we can change the standards for all people. Because all it takes is each of us becoming whole again, bringing out our light, and it'll just shine. And that's what I want to do. I want everybody to shine. I want everybody to find that wholeness, that peace, that love for themselves and for others. So many blessings. I will see you tomorrow morning if I can get this video to end. Let's see. Did I end it? Nope. Let's end it.